Ezra Miller's Flash in Justice League felt like he was either a hit or a miss. People either really liked him or really hated him. The Flash movie has a lot going up against it, with many directors leaving the project. Not to mention, people have already seen other movie speedsters, and are familiar with Grant Gustin's Flash from the CW. From what we saw of him in Justice League, it could be that they plan on using the Flash as comic relief during the team-up movies and allow him to carry a more emotional story during his own movie. However, that is exactly what the Arrowverse does with their Flash. So far they have tried to avoid copying the Arrowverse by changing his personality a bit. However, I feel like there's a way to make Miller's Flash distinct from Gustin's while keeping the core of the character the same. That is to take a page out of Scrubs.
Are you an idiot?
No, sir, I'm a dreamer.
Consider subscribing, share the video, and tell me what you guys want to see from the Flash movie. For those that don't know, Scrubs is a sitcom comedy from the 2000s centered around a hospital. The show felt distinct since it showed the daydreams of the main character, JD, which allowed the addition of comedy to what would be heavy moments, but it also wasn't afraid to let the really tough moments play out. So to make Miller's Flash akin to but distinct from Gustin's Flash, do something similar.
Enter his mind.
The Flash daydreaming would make a lot of sense. Justice League set up the Flash as an introvert.
I need friends.
Some people thought that the movie was trying to take that too far and found it annoying. As an introvert myself, I find I do daydream, and
sometimes I just have this inner monologue running through my head.
Inner monologue? Weirdo!
daydreaming can essentially show the same character but tone down his physical actions a bit. Not to mention that the Flash we were introduced to read often and indulged in various types of pop culture. After exposing himself to so much creative works, he's bound to have a creative mind himself. He is also deemed to be pretty smart, and some of the smartest people in the world were also really humorous and very creative. Side note, the DCEU loves their slow-mo effect. Like a lot. So it kinda takes away from how special it should feel when the Flash uses his super speed. Using the slow motion effect to hear him talk to himself can emphasize how he has more control over his perception than others. But here's where he differs from Scrubs. The Flash moves so fast that he has a lot of extra time on his hands, but he can't really do much. Not even go on the internet unless he has an insanely fast system and connection. So he goes inside his head and imagines different scenarios. And unlike in Scrubs where JD would be caught daydreaming, the Flash would go through hundreds of these in his head before anybody even realizes he's not paying attention. Since no one else knows he's daydreaming, the Flash could be presented from two perspectives. While the Flash might be awkward and mess up, the big difference between him and everyone else is that he has time. To the normal person, he seems to get everything right away, but it's only because he has more time to master it. So while we go inside his head during his movies, during the team-up movies, we only see what the rest of the team sees. That keeps him from stealing from the other members, and it also gives the audience a chance to see calm and confident Flash.
No honor among thieves, eh?
The daydreams open up doors to so many opportunities. The tone of each fantasy can range from goofy to shocking to horrific, or even psychopathic. I think Ezra Miller has what it takes to pull it off, and he might just have a lot of fun with it as an actor. But best of all, just do what Scrubs did and explore the things that are not normally explored. If you fought crime every day, you're telling me not once does it pop into your head, but what happened if I killed this person? That doesn't mean he has to go through with it. Sometimes weird things just pop into our head. They are actually called intrusive thoughts, and most of the population experience them to some extent. It doesn't become a problem until one is motivated to act on them. They can also get really meta with it and make fun of themselves. Save Nora.
Why did you say that name?
Yeesh. Well, I can't let that happen. In the end, just don't be afraid to get weird with it and just have fun. Also, a girl walking in slow motion has been used so many times. But for the Flash, she is actually in slow motion. So how does one not use that trope?
Something to me sends electricity right through me when I call your name.
One could have so many references inside the daydreams. Since Barry takes in so much information, it would only make sense that his daydreams are filled with pop culture references. The audience could get to see characters from the DCEU doing things that they wouldn't normally be doing, like Batman with super speed, or Batman killing people, or the Flash as a lantern, or Superman killing people. It should also be fun. Actors should be wanting to cameo in a Flash daydream. One could have cameos from the Arrowverse. It opens up so many things. Only thing to remember is that this would be how Barry perceives the other characters. But the best part is, they can use the character that explores the past and the future to explore their own past. Picture during Flashpoint, a daydream with all the previous Batmen, as Barry imagines what to expect. Why do I imagine you guys so dark? What are the chances of him being something like a bright knight? And we are introduced to the most brutal Batman yet. When used creatively and in moderation, different references could help give the movie a different feel from the rest of the universe. While everything I have mentioned contributes to storytelling, going inside his head can allow for some very strategic moments. First of all, if they ever plan on using Gorilla Grodd as a villain, daydreams could really add to that story. But I mainly want to focus on the possibilities for Flashpoint, which shouldn't be the first movie for so many reasons. But that aside, towards the end of Flashpoint, I expect Barry to share a scene with his mom, lets the Reverse Flash kill his mom, sees things are the same, tries to change them back, but realizes it can't be done, and a resolution to the story. Starting from the moment he shares with his mom until the end of the film, there can be no more daydreams. Because Barry can control time. For him, every second lasts an eternity. And the one moment he wanted to keep, the one time he wanted to make something last, and it fades away, leaving his mind. And he learns one of his first lessons of time travel. No matter how much time you spend with your loved ones, it's always gonna feel like it's too short. His daydreams were more than just a distraction. They were his hope that somewhere, in some reality, things could be better. And we are left with a Flash that is devastated. And that's when the Justice League comes in. They help Barry regain his hope and help him learn his next lesson. Time can heal. After Justice League came out, many people were comparing the Flash to Tom Holland's Spiderman, and I guess they took that as a compliment. Now, I'm not saying these two directors can't make something different from Homecoming. However, with what little has been said about the film, it does feel like they are treating him like Spider-Man, and that is a big mistake. They both have different powers, and that makes their message very different. Everyone knows Spider-Man's great power, great responsibility.
Yeah, just looking out for the little guy.
But I don't think that's Barry's message. Every lesson Barry learns should be somehow related to time, and it dictates his arc over the film. You have to stop thinking about what could be or what could have been, and just live in the moment, Barry. And by his third movie, Barry just gets to the point where he feels like his powers will never let him do that. But then he sees Wally operate as a speedster, and Wally just lives in the moment. He flows with the speed force. Barry sees him doing the one thing he never could, and Wally teaches him the last thing he needs to learn to complete his arc. Next, do either a Justice League or Titans movie, followed by a Kid Flash film where Barry dies at the end and Wally takes the mantle, and 2 more Flash films starring Ginger Wally West. And that is how you make the 2 Flash trilogies. Flexology? Or Flashology, if you will. Okay, so I just searched Flashology, and the first link doesn't help. A sextet? I can see why that's not used often. A flash tet. You know what, just don't call it anything. This joke has gone on for far too long. Taking a page out of Scrubs can set the Flash apart from the rest of the superhero genre. As a TV show, Scrubs had more time to develop their characters. Therefore, a movie adaptation will have to be more strategic with the amount and how the daydreams are utilized. The closest movie with this format is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, which had mixed reviews but had fantastic cinematography. In an interview for the movie, Ben Stiller described the daydreams to show the hero within the ordinary person. Now the same device can be used to show the ordinary person within the hero. I'm not saying the execution of this idea is going to be easy. This could easily go wrong in so many ways. They could go too far with the fantasies and have it overwhelm the story. They could not go far enough and have it come off as boring or the comedy doesn't hit. And it's like, why did we go inside his head in the first place?
I don't know.
But if they hit that sweet spot, the franchise with arguably the most going up against it could end up being the best franchise at DC's disposal.
I can't do this all on my own. No, I know I'm no Superman.